Welcome to Stellar Life Podcast. Get inspired and live out loud. From love, freedom, and success to having it all. Here's your host, coach, speaker, and shining star, Orion.
Roger, you're looking good.
The year is 2021. Humanity, we the collective, are experiencing a global shift and major uncertainty. Many changes have already happened within the fabric of our society, in our governments, and there are many more to come. In times like these, you must stay more centered, more connected, more loving. Follow your intuition as your northern star. Take charge of your mindset regardless of external situations. This year, I'm going to be posting special episodes called Stellar Experiences. In these episodes, I and some of my favorite guests are going to take you through a variety of exercises and guided meditations that will give you a stronger experience of self, calmness, and inner joy. Please do not listen to these episodes while you are driving or working. Find a quiet place, relax, and give yourself the gift of self-discovery. Welcome to your stellar experience. Hey, and welcome to your stellar experience. Today's stellar experience is by Terri Trespicio. She's an award-winning writer, speaker, and brand advisor who helps professionals of all stripes harness their creative genius. Her TEDx talk, Stop Searching for Your Passion, has 5.8 million views. She was named one of the top 18 female speakers who are killing it, and one of the world's leading creatives by Creative Boom magazine. She's really fun to listen to, and if you want to learn more about how to find your passion, unlock your genius, go back to episode 220, Unlocking Your Genius with Terri Trespicio, and listen to the episode because it was incredible. And she was gracious enough to send us this beautiful recording where she gets you into a meditative state and allow you to write. I mean, when was the last time you allowed yourself to just write and allow a stream of consciousness to go on the page and surprise you? It's a really fun process. I like to do that sometimes. I just take a few pages and just write whatever, uncensored, and just allow whatever comes out to come out. For me, it's like therapy. I'm just talking to the page and I can say whatever. For me, I always end up, even if I start with a place of, I don't feel that great right now because of blah, blah, blah. After 3 pages, I usually come to a place of gratitude and I just enjoy it. I enjoy that process. The way I do it is different than the way Terri does it. And listening to what she sent us, I did the process with her and it was really fun. It was really cool. So prepare some papers and a pen or a pencil. Find a quiet spot and get ready to dive into your creative experience of unlocking your inner genius.
2, 1, 0.
How many times have you heard this bit of advice? Follow your passion and everything will fall into place. Just find out what that thing is and follow it forever. Sounds good on paper, but that isn't how most people's lives work. We might be passionate about one thing or another, but then things change. Or we're passionate about lots of things. Or maybe you have no idea what that one thing is. I'll tell you what it means. It means you're human. Passion isn't a gift or a talent or a divine purpose. It's native software, just like pleasure and hunger and anxiety. Passion is a surge of energy and focus, and you may feel it sometimes and not others. But a dip in passion or interest doesn't mean something's wrong. It means, well, you're alive. My name's Terri Trespicio, and I'm a writer, speaker, and author of the new book, Unfollow Your Passion, How to Create a Life That Matters to You, out in December 2021. I gave a TED Talk about this a few years ago called Stop Searching for Your Passion, which clearly hit a nerve because it just passed 7 million views. My point is that passion is a lot more like a utility than a gift. It's like electricity. And you can't experience electricity unless you plug something into it. So how do we plug in? Well, one way is to reconnect with meaning through our own memory and intuition and imagination by using writing as a tool for process and discovery. I'm certified in an approach to generating creative work called the Gateless Method, and I use it as a powerful tool in my workshops and my work with clients. The goal of this method is to turn down that critical inner voice, the one that pumps the brakes anytime you try to do anything of value, so that you can access your memory, imagination, and ideas. Why? Because when you feel or fear you'll be judged or criticized, you choke off that aperture and make it harder to get at your own brilliance and creativity. You experience what we call the squeeze, where you get so tightened up and defensive that you aren't able to really expand. I'm going to give you a little taste of this practice today, and the process is deceivingly simple. I give you a timed prompt and a small window in which to write. Having this very short deadline helps focus your attention, and it means you're also less apt to slow down or edit, which I definitely don't want you to worry about doing. Oh, and it doesn't matter if you like writing or consider yourself a writer. It doesn't matter one bit. If you can read, you can write, and what's important is using this tool, not judging yourself by it. The only rule here for us today is don't overthink things. We're not trying to pen the perfect essay. This is not homework. It's not a test. You're not being graded. Another thing is you don't need to know what you'll write or where it's going or how you'll end it. That's the beauty of this. I don't want you to worry about structure or topic. Throw all that school stuff out the window. You're writing to see what happens, to watch what comes up. And you can't see what happens if you don't let the words lead you. Trust me, there's no way to do this wrong. Take whatever you want from the prompt I give you or ignore it altogether, but I'm going to keep time for you so that we can stay within this window. The prompt is simply a suggestion to get the wheels turning and to give you something to focus on. When I give you this prompt, something's going to pop up in your mind. Something usually does. You're going to go where your senses go. Describe where you are, when you are, how old are you, what things look like, smell like, feel like. You're going to dive into the senses and listen for what's happening and what's coming up in your mind and just write it down. This small window gives you the luxury of focus. We're going to do a really simple, quick meditation just to get into the body, which is where you have to be in order to write from the body. So first, just shake out your hands. Shake them out loose fingers, loose wrists. Put your feet flat on the floor and let your hands rest in your lap. Close your eyes if you can and if you're comfortable doing so. Take a deep breath and release it. Feel the gravity holding you to your chair. And imagine all the thought and worries of the day settling around you like snow in a snow globe, until the water in your mind and body is still and clear. Feel the air moving effortlessly in and out. Here's your prompt. Think of a time you became aware that something was starting. Maybe it was a windstorm or a fight or something exciting. The start of a new relationship or trouble or your favorite song. Perhaps things started to speed up or slow down. But you knew you were at the start. When was this? Where are you? What images or sensory details leap to mind? Don't question, judge, or analyze. I'm going to give you a few minutes right here, so I don't want you to worry about time. I will let you know when you have 2 minutes left. A time something was starting. Start writing. Okay, you've got 2 minutes to go. Okay, this is your 1-minute warning. It's good to feel pressure at the end because it might make you speed things up or press you to conclude. Okay, these are your last 30 seconds. Start to draw it to a close. And you're done. How was that? You just sat and wrote something without knowing where you were going with it. What came up? What surprised you? What moved you? Sometimes people write about things they haven't thought of in 10 or 20 years, or they zero in on a particularly raw experience or an issue that's just come up. What happened for you? Now go back and read over what you wrote. Don't edit or fix. Part of the beauty of this process is really seeing what's working. Now, if we were in a workshop together, we would take turns reading our work out loud, but you wouldn't be allowed to disclaim or disparage your work or anyone else's, and that rule applies here. What turns of phrase do you like that kind of just tumbled out of you? What memory did you get on the page that you feel was particularly strong? What do you like about it? You have to admit, it's pretty impressive that you came up with that in just 10 minutes. What might warrant more attention or thought from you? What does it remind you of what you love or what you're curious about? Put it aside for now and come back to it in a few hours or even tomorrow morning. Making a regular practice of short bursts of writing can bring up all kinds of things worth considering. What it shows you is how rich your memory is and how capable you are of capturing and expressing it in a very short amount of time. I mean, if you could do that in just 10 minutes, imagine what else you could do. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me. Again, I'm Terri Trespicio, and I'd love to stay in touch. If you'd like to get my free guide, 5 Ways to Unlock Your Creative Genius, just go to territrespicio.com/get-it and let me know that you heard about it on the Stellar Life podcast. And if you want to learn more about the book and access some special reader bonuses, go to unfollowyourpassion.com.
Thank you for joining me on my mission to light people up and change lives around the world. I hope today's conversation inspires you to step up, go after the life of your dreams, and be who you want to be. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go to stellarlifepodcast.com for show notes, transcripts, and other cool stuff. And please subscribe, review, and help spread the word by sharing us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a lovely day, and I'll catch you on the next episode.